Sexton.
Hi, Miss Huddle.
What's
I didn't
going
know
on?
you were there.
You know, sometimes I like to scare you.
Oh, you did a good job. All right. Well, Miss Huddle, I am making a poster to share with my class tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Really.
Huh.
It's called the 4 operations because we have now officially learned all 4 mathematical operations. Our scholars will never learn anymore because there are only 4.
Wow, that's
And they will
huge.
be using them for the rest of their schooling as long as they take math. So they're pretty important.
Really important.
Really important. So now that we know them, I just wanted to make a poster so that we could review them
That's right.
together. So our first operation we learned way back in kindergarten,
so
first grade.
little, yeah.
Yeah, was addition.
That's right.
Yeah, so
I
Miss
remember
Huddle,
that.
What do you remember about addition? What is addition?
I remember that we have an addend and an addend, and it makes a sum.
So we have an addend, one number,
Mm-hmm.
and we add it to another addend,
That's right.
and we call our total the sum.
That's right.
Yeah. So give me some numbers that we could use as an example.
I like to remember back in my kindergarten days when I had 3 and 2. You remember those days?
I do. I had 3 apples,
Yeah.
and then my mom gave me 2 more, so
Wow.
I had 5 all
5
together.
apples.
Yeah. Mhm.
And we can draw pictures to add. We can use math manipulatives to add.
Mhm. Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if the 2 addend or the 3 addend comes first.
Right. So 3 plus 2 is 5, and then 2 plus 3 would also equal 5.
That's right.
So when we are adding, we are combining 2 things, and we are putting them all together. When I draw a bar model for
Yeah.
addition, I have the parts like 3
Oh, that's
and
right.
2,
Part, whole.
and then the whole is what I'm solving for when I'm adding.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I show addition.
I love it.
Yeah. So that was our first addition, operation
Mm-hmm.
that we learned. What other operation did we probably learn around first grade?
Probably when we were in first grade, I think we learned to subtract.
Yep, we did. So we learned subtraction. And what happens when I'm subtracting?
We find the difference.
Ooh, very good. So we find the difference.
That's right. And the big number always has to go first.
Mm-hmm. So our answer when we subtract is always called the
Difference.
difference. So we figure out how numbers are different from each other. In subtracting, we are taking away.
Mm-hmm.
We are oftentimes comparing
Yeah,
numbers.
that's right.
So I want to know what the difference is between, say, 3 and 2.
Hmm.
There's my subtraction sign. The difference between 3 and 2, or if I have 3 and I take 2 away, obviously we know that that is 1. And so when I draw a subtraction bar model,
That's right.
I always know the whole. I start with the whole. Call this the whole, right?
Mm-hmm. And we take away.
Take away a part, which gives us another part.
Yeah.
We call it the difference. So we always start knowing the whole 3, and then if I had 2, when I subtract, it would give me the difference. So
I like
that's
that.
subtraction.
And
Now-
sometimes, maybe it doesn't go on this poster, but sometimes, like, we have to regroup when we subtract. We have to carry when we add bigger and, larger numbers.
You're right. So we have multiplication, addition, subtraction, and then last year our scholars learned a little bit, and we'll continue to learn a lot of it this year. Whoa,
Woohoo!
that marker doesn't work.
Not liking that one?
I can't see it very well in the video, I bet.
Nope.
Let's try this one. Ah, perfect. So last year we started with multiplication. Oh, no.
Plutification, as Pippi Longstocking calls it.
I can't wait for when we read that book.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Miss Huddle, what are we doing when we are multiplying?
Factor product.
Okay, what does that mean?
It means that we are repeatedly adding to each other. And it means that, like if we were to draw an array or things, we are combining two numbers multiple times together to come up with a whole, a product.
Good.
Yeah.
So let's stick with our same numbers.
Okay.
3 and 2.
Right.
This tells me that I'm counting
3
equal
groups. That's right.
That's what I'm doing when I'm multiplying, counting equal groups.
That's right. So 3 groups of 2.
Yep. So if I have 3 groups of 2, I'm going to stick with the bar model.
Mm-hmm.
This time I have 3 equal groups, so I make sure all the parts of my bar are the same. I know that each part is 2. So if I have 3 groups of 2 all
2,
together,
4,
my
6.
total is going to be equal to my product, which is the answer to my multiplication problem.
We could also just say 2 plus 2 plus 2. We could do repeated addition. We could draw an array. We could use math manipulatives.
Yeah, so here's my array of 3 rows. Each have 2 rows in them.
Mm-hmm.
I could draw equal groups this way. I could draw 3 groups, and I could put 2 in each group. So yeah, there's a bunch of ways I could show 3 groups of 2, but any way I look around it, it is 2, 4, and 6.
That's right.
Okay, good. So recently in 3rd grade, we learned our last mathematical operation.
That's right. Division.
And division is kind of a tricky one.
Oh, we can do it.
So when we do division, what are we doing?
When we are dividing, we are sharing equal groups.
I like that. So
Equal
in
shares.
division, we are sharing
Sharing equally, maybe?
equally.
Okay.
Yeah. Or we are splitting a total
Mm.
into equal groups, right?
That's right.
So those are 2 ways of doing the same thing. Sharing equally.
Should we show them the divisor, dividend, and quotient?
Yep. So we always start with our total, which has a special name. What is it?
Let's see. Our total is going to be inside, so it'd be the dividend.
Our total is called the dividend. And it tells us how many objects we have equally. So let's relate it to our multiplication facts.
So we have
let's start with
6.
6, okay? So you're gonna see that division is the opposite of multiplication.
Right, which is why I love that addition and multiplication are together and subtraction and division are together, because division can really be represented by subtracting a lot of times. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna divide 6 into some groups.
Mm-hmm.
And let's divide it into 3 groups.
Okay, so the divisor.
That's called the divisor.
Mm-hmm.
And the divisor can mean 2 different things. It can mean how many groups we divide 6 into, or it can mean how many are in each group. So if I have 6 and I divide it into 3 groups, I want to draw my 3 groups. And then I want to make sure to divide 6 pieces or 6 equally. So I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Ooh, the quotient is 2.
Good job. The answer to a division problem is called a quotient.
Quotient.
Okay. So we see that when we take 6 and divide it equally among 3 groups, that there are 2 in each group. Now if I divide 6 into groups of 3,
Mm-hmm.
I can say, okay, here's a group of 3.
Yep.
That's only 3. Here's another group of 3. There's 6, and I have 2 groups. So division works
That's good.
either way. When we draw a bar model to represent division,
Mm-hmm.
just like with subtraction, we actually already know the total,
That's right.
6. And we know how many groups it's divided into, 3. But we're trying to figure out the number that
How
would be.
many
in
are
each
equally
group.
split into the equal groups? Wow.
So there we have it. We have 4 operations. Addition,
3rd graders are so smart.
subtraction, multiplication,
and division. So next week we'll be looking at how to use each of those 4 operations in word problems.
Fantastic. Hey, should we give them a teacher high five problem?
Sure, let's give them a couple of teacher high at least 4,
Oh,
since there are 4 operations. Yeah. So let's go
Mrs.
ahead.
Sexton, I want to make one of the problems be a fact family.
Ooh, okay,
Can
Miss
we?
Ethel. Sure. What do you want the problem to be?
Let's see. Well, in the top of the house, in the roof, I think we should have the numbers 3, 6, and 18.
When I look at this fact family,
That's
I
right.
think it's going to be a multiplication and division fact family. That means that there's going to be 2 related multiplication facts and 2 related division facts.
I can't wait to give my students high fives
Yeah.
about this.
Maybe since we talked about 4 operations, we should give them another house that's an
Deal.
addition and subtraction house.
My goodness, third
It'll be
graders
pretty
are smart.
easy for them probably, but
Yeah.
it's always good to review addition and subtraction. I remember when I taught 5th grade, Miss Huddle, my
Mm-hmm.
scholars were so good at multiplication and division because they did so much of it in 3rd grade and 4th grade.
Wow.
But they totally forgot how to add and subtract.
Shoot.
So even though we're moving on to more multiplication and division, those addition and subtraction facts are still really
Critical.
important because in 5th and 6th grade, you're going to be using all 4 operations, scholars. So let's do, I like the numbers 3 and 6.
Okay.
What would we, if we were doing an addition and subtraction fact family, scholars, what number would go in the top of the house? You're going to have 2 related addition facts and 2 related subtraction facts because fact families always have 4 people in them. So there's your challenge.
I love it, Mrs. Sexton. Can't wait till next week.
It's going to be great.
Goodbye.
Bye.